Welcome to JSA TV and JSA Podcast, the newsroom for telecom and data center professionals. I'm Laura Noland at JSA. Joining me today is Aaron Reason, Director of Network Security at Consolidated Communications. Aaron, welcome to JSA TV.
Hey, Laura. Thanks for having me.
As one of the top fiber providers in the U.S., could you tell us more about Consolidated and then your role at the company?
Sure. So Consolidated Communications is a leading broadband and business communications provider. We service customers, business and wireless wireline carriers across rural and metro communities in roughly 23 state areas. And my role at the company is Director of Network Security. And I have kind of a unique, role where I get to provide cybersecurity for our business and then also for our customer side.
Wonderful. Well, can you talk about the latest trends that you're seeing in cybersecurity over the past few months with so many more of us online throughout the day because of COVID? So what are you seeing?
Right. Yeah. So it's probably a broken record to many that are hearing this, but there's been a massive uptick in ransomware attacks. And not only has just the quantity gone up, but really the intensity of what they're doing has gone up as well. So, years ago, ransomware attack would be something that would make the news because it would disrupt the business, but it's really moved into a different model of extortion. And so not only could it disrupt your business, but then, for years down the path, it could disrupt your branding because they like to extort data and hold it over their victims. So it's gotten really ruthless lately. So.
Well, knowing those risks, what are your top 3 cybersecurity tips for the average everyday internet user?
Yeah, that's one of the neat things about cybersecurity. It really seems cybersecurity, it seems like something you need to be an expert at, which, it doesn't hurt. But really, the bigger the company is, the harder it is. And the smaller the company is, or even down to an individual, the easier it can be. And it's funny because, there's a million different companies out there that'll try and sell you cybersecurity solutions. And a lot of them are really good. But really some simple things can do quite a bit. They say cybersecurity should be done in layers. And so you can tackle a few of those and provide yourself a lot of security. The first one being password management. So first of all, you'll want a good password, one that's not easily guessable or one of the top 100 passwords that, is kind of known each year. And then, if you can manage to have a different password for every site, that's incredibly helpful. I personally use a password manager service that I pay a couple dollars a month for, but the one in your browser or your phone also works really well too. Another thing is updates. I know it sounds so simple, but a lot of the times when you get a phishing email and there's maybe a strange file attached to it, updates can stop those from taking advantage of unpatched equipment and vulnerabilities. And the last one, I kind of alluded to it there, is phishing. Even if you don't update, even if you don't have a good password manager, if you don't fall for it, then it can't get you. So being kind of wise about what you're seeing in the email and what you're going to click or a link you're going to follow or a file that you're going to open, that could prevent any of it from happening in the beginning. So.
Excellent tips. I'm definitely jotting those down for sure. Very a great strategy to stay protected online for sure. So I know that the Consolidated team is working very hard behind the scenes to boost network security for customers so they're protected even more. So what is the Consolidated team doing?
Sure, yeah. So every year we do a couple things. We have several different security exercises to test not just my team, but the business, right? Cybersecurity really is everybody's job, every employee's job, every member of every team needs to participate. So, each year we do some cybersecurity exercises, and then that's what we strengthen spend our year strengthening. And so this year it really came down to segmentation of our critical infrastructure and then hardening of that gear. So, one of the words that's kind of a buzzword is zero trust. And you know, that's a goal that you want to achieve, to where no matter where you're at, whether you're VPN'd in, whether you're on the company network, whether you're on the Wi-Fi, no matter how secure the network might feel, you should build your network to where you don't trust any one part of it more than you should. Another term is microsegmentation. It's a little bit easier of thinking it that way, where you just segment your network to protect your critical assets. So a lot of smaller companies have very flat networks where, you know, from when you plug into the wall in the office, or whether you VPN in, maybe you could get to too many things, right? And so we're constantly auditing and making sure that things are segmented as much as possible to make it very difficult for malicious activity to spread throughout the network, keeping things compartmentalized. So that's been kind of our theme for this year. And yeah, each year we like to kind of revisit what could help secure our customers more and our own business more.
It's important to note that October is National Cybersecurity Awareness Month. If you didn't know that, mark it on your calendars. Aaron, what do you hope is the number one takeaway for viewers during National Cybersecurity Awareness Month?
Oh, yeah, definitely. That one's easy. It really comes down to people. You know, all of the amazing and horrific things you hear or read about in the news usually come from just one person doing the right thing or the wrong thing, right? So, you know, like I said before, if one fish can lead to a ransomware attack. So if people can stay vigilant about, you know, second guessing what they're clicking or the link they're following or the website they're typing the username and password into that might not be the real website, that's huge, right? Following best practices can solve a lot of cybersecurity problems. So maintaining strong password, rotating when you're supposed to, and not just incrementing, you know, adding, you know, password 1, password 2, you know, following the best practices goes a long way. So that's really what I would hope. Every single person can do these things, and it will immensely add to the security posture of any company or even any person.
Great information, Aaron. Great action items that we can take away and start using today. So thank you for that. And for folks who want to learn more about staying protected online and even about Consolidated, where can our viewers go to learn more?
Yeah, so we have some great resources at consolidated.com. And then, you know, there's the National Cybersecurity Alliance has staysafeonline.com. So those are two really great resources where you can learn more.
Thank you again, Aaron. It has been a pleasure, and come back anytime.
All right.
And thank you, viewers, for tuning into JSA TV and JSA Podcast. Happy networking.